Hi everybody, this is Sergey Drachev, and today is the second day I'm hauling this variety of construction equipment. And yesterday I stopped probably 5 times and was able to do only 300 miles. And finally in the morning I spent 1.5 hours working, and it's all on the same item. Can you figure out which part of my load was causing me the most trouble? And it's all loose parts. See, it's like metal, shrink wrapped, but at least it has a metal band. I have this 30 feet long piece, like kind of like a crane on its own legs, and I insisted they put these 4x4s under. Then I have these 2 skids of brakes, and this sits on its own little support they made on the spot. And last but not least, I have this skid of hoses. So if you said that the most troublesome item was these skids of brakes, you were right. Basically what they did, they never put any metal bands on them. See, they just shrink wrap, right? And these are just kind of like a loose bricks. And each skid weighs about 3,000 pounds. So at first I put 2 straps, like going this way, right? And they were getting loose, and I couldn't figure out why. I put a 3rd strap using one of these, removable winches, which I find quite handy, except that you cannot, the spool is very small, so you cannot put all that strap inside, so you have to hide it somewhere, and when it's windy it keeps getting out, so it can be tricky. But basically I figured out why they were getting loose is because, see, there's a space between skids, right? And you see how the top is leaning even now, because before they didn't plan on putting these on me. They just came up with this brilliant idea at the very end of loading me when there was no other space, so they wanted to put it in here, like in the back where the hoses now are. And they did it correctly, like the skids would be pushing against each other. The only thing is that I have a short spread on my trailer, right? So I don't want all that 6,000 pound weight sitting in here, in the very end, forcing my frame down. So I said, guys, let's put this light skid of hoses in the back and put those in there. And I thought, hey, that's a brilliant idea, because this way they will hold this long piece, right? What I didn't realize is that when I used 3 of these pulling across, they were forcing the bricks to go in the middle, right? Because they were not tight against each other, so it was constant. It wasn't even every 2 hours, it was like every hour I would look in my mirror and see the straps like flapping in the wind. So finally this morning I did a cross, and I used 2 straps on each skid, like going this way and then from the other way, right? And the same on that one. So, and then I put another one in the middle. So now there's what do I have here? I have like 5 straps, I think. Yeah. And I think now it's finally, see, it's not moving anywhere. And then I have, so these were easy. I just used a cross. But you see, that's what happens. They put these stupid bands on, and of course once you start tightening the straps, all these bands get loose. So that's what we have to look for with these items. And always protect the floor of the trailer. Now this other one was tricky. See, they have these metal parts in here, right? And they were getting loose too, but then they put that band and then they shrink wrap them, so I just used a whole bunch of my carpets under the strap so that they don't cut the strap and they don't get loose, right? And then this, on the other side, there's a couple of big boxes, and of course that thing it's made out of really, you know, thin material, so you can actually, you know, strap it, you know, tighten it too much. And then here actually, oh, one thing I wanted to say is that that box has some loose metal parts, and even though they have that metal band around them, but they were all irregular shape, right? So they would cut the strap if I just put it across. So what I did, I found a big board, and I asked the shipper to cut it in two, and then I put that board on top, see over there, and there, and then I ran my strap over that board, so that board is just pushing now on all that metal inside, so you know, it holds pretty good. And these things here also, they're pretty soft, you know, you don't want to tighten them too much. But anyway, I hate when they give you this stuff, you know, because the wind blows the film away, the plastic, right? And actually that's one good reason when you may want to top this thing, because if you top it, then the wrap will stay in place, you know. But you know, I told them when I was coming, I said, you know, I'm not gonna top. Just give me something that does not need topping, because they were waiting for another truck. So I said, I'm here first, so give me you know, the load that, give me the parts that do not need topping. So I wasn't supposed to top anything, but so far so good. But if I see that it starts moving, I'll have to do something about this. But for now, this thing was good. Like I said, those brakes were causing me a lot of delays. Like here, this is pretty straightforward. This is, in case anyone is wondering, this is a machine that pumps concrete. It's like a water pump, only you put concrete in there, right? And then there's an engine, right? It creates so much pressure that the concrete is able to move through hoses connected to that end, right? But here basically it has a strong frame, so no big deal. But see, they even have these nice holes, and so some genius at the plant where they make these machines came up with this idea, you know, why can we, you know, maybe help out truckers and put those holes in there? What they forgot about one little thing. They forgot that each chain has a hook, right? So this hook will not go through that hole. The chain will, but in order to put it through, you'll have to disconnect the hook. And I hate playing with these pins in here, because once you start unfolding and unfolding them, they break. So you have to have a supply of them on hand, which I don't have. So I disconnect the hook from the chain only if it's like a big earthquake or some meteor shower, you know. Basically I don't do it. But here it was easy. That's a solid frame in there, so I put one chain at a cross at an angle right here, and another here, and then I looked at it from the side and I decided that I want to have another chain, you know, because if something happens to one chain, then the other one will be pulling backwards, let's say, or forward. But anyway, it'll be pulling, so it'll get loose too. So now nothing will stop this from falling off your trailer. So I think it's always a good idea to have some kind of an emergency, you know, emergency chain or strap that'll, you know, be there no matter what. So I know if I have three, if one gets loose, I still have two, right? So that's just a good point to remember, you know. Always expect some problems, you know. And that's it. That's my load. That's your lesson for today. How to strap down miscellaneous construction equipment. Thanks for watching. This was Sergey Drachev reporting from Ohio of I-80. Take care.